Well, good evening, good people, and Eagle fans, and 49er fans, and Commander fans. Giant fans, y'all don't come around too much, so I can't even acknowledge y'all. Hope everybody's had a good week. It is Thirsty Thursday. It's about to be finally freaking Friday. Ugh. And I have been, the last 2 weeks, I have been all over the place, trying to get as much stuff done as possible to get ready for the trip because I'll be gone from Sunday to Monday. Actually, might as well say Tuesday because it's a red-eye flight back Monday night. And I cannot wait to get out to Cowboys camp. As much smack as I've talked about the Cowboys, um, and listening to Micah Parsons, wow, I'll get to that in a second. But here's the thing. I'm tough on the Cowboys because I think about Coach Cook. Coach Cook was always so mean, always yelling at me, always putting the foot in my ass. And I was like, when I was done playing football, I was like, Coach, why are you so mean, man? Why are you always yelling at me? And he said, because I knew you could be even better. And I didn't want you to be satisfied with just being good. You have greatness, and I want to bring that out. Wow. And that's how I feel about the Cowboys. You know, I recognize that the Cowboys, contrary to what you hear on ESPN and all the talking heads and stuff, that will kill the Cowboys because in their mind, they think that the only way that you get talent is by signing a big name, expensive free agent. But as I was pointing out tonight, we did our first game live stream watching most of the Hall of Fame game. But as teams signed a lot of big name players, you know, I think about us losing Randy Gregory and Stephen Jones saying Dorrance Armstrong is right there in production. And we laughed at him because people were looking and saying you should have signed Von Miller. Quite frankly, the 2 years that we had Dorrance Armstrong, those 2 years were better. They were better than him, than Von Miller. So would we have been better off signing Von Miller and he did the production he had with Buffalo, or were we better off accepting Dorrance Armstrong? Because the Cowboys always seem to find some players that play better. We've seen the Eagles go out and sign Big Play Slay and Bradbury and all these guys, right? For their secondary. We've seen them spend a boatload of money on their secondary, right? Who has a better secondary? Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, Diggs, and Malik Hooker, who has been actually probably one of the best values out there. They signed, the Cowboys have signed him and had him around dirt cheap. And you see, which secondary are you going to take? The Cowboys or the overpaid Eagles? I think you're going to take the Cowboys. And I recognize that the Cowboys have been really good at finding talent. Terrence Steele was an undrafted rookie free agent. And if he's healed up with his knee the way he was before he had it and plays like that, that's a hell of a value. The thing that pisses me off and makes me mad, and in the same way Coach Cook kept putting the foot in my ass, is the Cowboys are so close to greatness that they don't bring it out, that they're satisfied with mediocrity instead of being hungry for great. And that's why I think my man Law and everybody else is yelling at the Cowboys, trying to bring out something more than what they're putting out on the field. They could be so much better if they took care of the details and had that hunger and maybe a foot in their ass. So Micah Parsons interview today. I wish I could remember everything he said, or I wish I had it actually here verbatim. But he's basically talking about hurting. That people think he doesn't care about winning. Okay? And that's something I've never said, that I don't think he cares about winning. That's never been in my mind. But he put out there, it hurts because people think you don't care about winning. Like you don't show up for a game and try and win. He said, but then sometimes you get a quarterback that comes into Dallas that is on a hot streak. That this is my chance to shine. And I pointed that out too, because the Cowboys, if you're a team that hasn't done a whole lot, your Super Bowl is if you go to Dallas and you beat the Cowboys. That's how your shit shines. Because they're going to go through and say, oh my God, the Jets beat the Dallas Cowboys without Aaron Rodgers, if that were to happen. That can make your season. And I understand that completely, having that 1-15 season when Washington used to be a really good team. And we had that victory over the Washington Redskins that were going to the playoffs. Made my whole season. Nothing else to cheer about. We had that. But he pointed out that a quarterback might come in and just is real hot. That sometimes you get out schemed. Sometimes you get outplayed. Sometimes you got officials that might make calls that are against you. The difference between winning and losing is literally that much. And I understand exactly what he's saying, because sometimes, in fact, I will say, any game that you look at, whether it's a 1-point victory in overtime or if it's a blowout, that there's about 4 or 5 plays that if they don't happen or they go the other way, the game is in a different direction. That's what it boils down to. That's literally what NFL football boils down to. Doesn't matter sometimes how good your roster is. Sometimes it's just not your day. And I will say that Micah Parsons saying all this and literally putting everything out there like this makes me respect him even more. And makes you think about how close we are and how I wish that the Cowboys would recognize that they're close, that a couple of players and a couple of spots would make all the difference in the world. It's actually a little hot out here today, so I'm going to turn this down some. And that's all I have to say about that. So, Hall of Fame game is in the books. It's Hall of Fame weekend. And Sunday, I'll be heading out of here. I'm going to be working the next couple of days to get ready for this trip. I hope you guys follow along. Hopefully we bring you some great content. And let the games begin. You know how I roll, good people. Tell the people you love how much you love them. Because God knows you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.